All right, people, it is 3, it is 2, it is 1, and we are live again.
Welcome back to Feedback Friday Saturday.
Welcome back to Feedback Friday, Saturday. So, you might be asking, why is a Feedback Friday on a Saturday? Well, there is a story behind that.
That we need to share.
We need to share it.
So yesterday we went to Dessau, which is a city in Germany.
Small city.
And Bauhaus was, well, the school of Bauhaus was located there. I would like to say it was founded there, but that's not true. And yeah, would you like to add a word or two?
Yeah, well, because that was the one I planned the trip. I mean, I didn't plan the trip. I rented the car that we used to go to Dessau, and we rented an electric car, and the battery ran out by the time we came to Dessau. And the recharge lasted 5 hours, so we were stuck in that place and couldn't get home and do a live stream with you on Friday. So we're sorry about that, but that's why we're doing it today. And we're super excited because we haven't been streaming since Monday, and I'm really glad that you are here and that we are doing this today.
Yeah, so invite your friends. Let's see what did you draw and prepared for us today, so that we can give you our feedback. If you don't know yet who we are, hi, my name is Sonia, and this is Gasper.
Hello there.
Welcome on YouTube Landscapes channel, and we can offer you a lot of videos about drawing, tutorials, and a lot of fun stuff on creativity.
And every Friday, this time Saturday, but every Friday we have a Feedback Friday round, and this is the show where you send us your work and we try to give you feedback and correct your work in a short amount of time.
Yeah, but today we have a bit more time.
Today we have a bit more time. Saturdays are more relaxing. We're feeling more relaxing. So do ask questions in the chat. Do tell us what kind of job we did with the works, and I suggest we go into it, right?
Yeah, let's start.
Let's roll. Okay, so we will open Photoshop here and start with this beautiful painting that we got from someone from you. So, this is how it works, everybody. We look at it and we assess it. And then when we come to a joint conclusion of what we should do with this, then I try to correct it here in Photoshop. So yeah, let's see. What do you think?
I think it's very beautiful.
I love it.
I mean, it's so nice. And why we like it is it has beautiful colors. They are very vibrant, so the user knows how to use their colors.
Yeah.
They are also very realistic colors, I would say.
Yeah.
And nothing stands out in a sense of that it's misleading or something is not very incorrectly drawn. Of course, there are some things that you can improve. You almost always find something that you can improve.
We dig until we find something.
But
that's the point of the show.
But it's really nice.
I really like the depth in this one. Like, you know, how you see the shadows and the shading on the trees and on the house. I like it.
Yeah.
Overall. So people, if you are the authors of this, you can always gladly raise a hand in the live chat or write in the comments if you're watching a replay. And if you want to rather stay anonymous, then just watch.
Okay. So what's your opinion?
So what I think is just like a little bit of that's a small thing. I think that we could say here is the shading on the windows or the reflection on the windows. So I think this is for everyone. The interesting thing on windows is that usually when you draw a window, the upper part of the window is dark, and then it gets lighter in the bottom part, right? So it would be, you know, like you can see this here is lighter and here is darker. Actually, it should be the other way around, because when you looking into a place, you know, the ceilings are darker and then more light comes in at the bottom of the window. So this is usually how windows look.
But even, is that the same if you're on the ground level and the window is positioned under the canopy of the tree? Do you think that's the same? Because I know that, for example, trees in this case also are throwing shade or shadow on the on the house and that
Okay,
area.
okay, this was maybe too generally said, but yeah, it was, yeah, okay, maybe this is okay. So we should leave this. Well, maybe some shading under the brushes, the shrubs, because the bushes, because they have like a bit of a white line.
I have some suggestions.
Okay, really digging in this one. It's so good. We're like, yeah, what can we do?
So, I mean, this is very, very beautiful. And what I would do, I would just add some things. And that's, for example, there's a front window, like really central window,
Yeah.
and it's really flat. It's flat with the facade, and I would probably add the lines on the sides so that it would get some sort of frame.
Yeah, yeah.
And probably the tree on the left side, I would emphasize the tree trunk as well, because we want that to get like this feeling that it's in front of the house. So it's in front, not in the same level. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
So that's something. And then, of course, the bushes on the right side, if you put your effort into the vegetation and the shadows on the left side, then I would add them also on the right. And maybe consider if we can do those pavement stones, in front of the house, this paved path, if there can be something added.
Let's try.
Okay. I will give you 2 minutes, Maestro.
2 minutes?
Yeah.
All right. So...
Oh, let's go.
Let me loose. Yes. So this is what you were talking about,
Yes.
right? So it's getting a bit more... So it looks like it's, in the facade, it's like deeper in there. Then let's move on. Oh, this is going to be nice because you'll see the result when I zoom out. And first you're just like, oh, what's going on? Why is he jumping around?
It's like a puzzle.
Like
no one knows. Okay, so this one is from Annie. So Annie Hugh said, it's mine. And of course, Annie got a lot of compliments on this drawing.
As she should.
Yeah. Okay. Leon said, wow, such detailed, cool drawing. Yeah, I know. I mean, I like it as well. Everyone is just appreciating nice drawing.
So a bit more shading under the shrubs, right? Because this white line really makes it look as if it was cut out. But actually, under these shrubs, there's usually the darkest shade because they also have like a volume and they throw shadow and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then this path is like,
if it's a perspective, it's probably something that it gets broader.
I think the perspective on this path, like I'll just do it now as the way I think it's right, because I think it's not that correct. I think, to be honest, that this should be a bit flatter. I don't know, are these like stepping stones, Annie, or are these like I mean, is it like something going uphill?
Annie said it's supposed to be a bendy path.
A bendy path, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I'm making it...
I got really confused drawing it. Okay,
yeah.
So, yeah, Kasper will try to work on it a bit.
So my 2 minutes are up?
Yeah, your 2 minutes are up.
Okay, so just let me finish this.
You need to make a good impression now. It's not like, we're making it worse.
Yeah, I know. Imagine that, like, we step away and it's like, it was better before.
And then Annie would just be like, thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys, but next time I'll just be watching.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's fun listening to you, I guess, but I'm not going to send any more drawings in, you mean? Or I'll keep quiet that it's mine. I mean, yeah, have your fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Let's see the result.
The last.
I don't know if I made the path better, to be honest. Guys, I think the path is a bit worse, but...
Probably because it's such a great gesture, the path it's a bit longer and you need to look at it from a bit of a distance.
Could be.
Okay.
All right, so this is the corrected version. Again, this was before.
Yeah.
And note the window in the middle and the shrubs. This is the corrected. Small details, but I think we did something.
Okay, yeah, I think the shadow or the shade on the trees beside would do even better effect. but otherwise, I think it's a nice improvement.
Oh wow!
Yeah, today I switched
Whoa.
switched it up a bit. So
All right, so this is crazy. Love it. This is a beautiful digital illustration of a woman and her dragon spirit. I'm interpreting now this. I don't know if this is the intent, but that's how I would interpret this drawing. So yeah, it has a lot going on. Yeah, Sonia, any thoughts?
if you can't find anything negative, then you should start with a positive, and that's always the best way to start, right?
Yeah, you know how to give a critique. It's a sandwich principle for everything. You know how to give a critique on someone's creative work or in general. Like you say something positive, then you say the things you think could be better, and then you say something positive in the end. So let's start with the positive.
Wow.
There's a lot of positive stuff here.
Man, I like it so much.
I like the color combination. It's like these magenta and cyan, so it's like almost a bit orangey, complementary, a bit, right? I would say.
Maybe we can add a beauty spot.
Oh, this is good. Oh, this is good.
Because we can always say that we're not experts for portraits or digital art, which this obviously is. But I know that if you want to add some additional oomph, you can also do that with the color. And Kasper can tell you maybe a bit more about the beauty spot.
Yeah. So what I actually thought, you said beauty spot. I was thinking actual beauty spot on her face, which would be cool. Let's do that. I want to try that because her face is almost too perfect.
Yeah.
It's like it's almost too realistic.
She's like a robot, a drone.
Yeah, I mean, we want a bit of imperfection, so I think an actual beauty spot would be nice. Let's add that.
Why do we want some imperfection? And I would probably remove the signature, which is positioned under her neck. Maybe I would add it like discreetly on the left side, which is like very low on color, because that would be also very nicely seen.
I mean, I get the idea. If someone reposts your image without credit on Instagram, you want your name to be seen. But
true,
people are always going to do this, so don't stress. People do repost our stuff without credit all the time, and at one point
erase stuff like logos, and
we stopped caring.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I'd do that. I also think we could do something with the hair, because the way her hair is basically here ending, it's not as good, and I think we could get a much better. We can get a much better line guiding the eye if her hair was a bit flowing back behind her back.
Really?
You don't think so?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. Well, for this case, I don't know.
Okay, let's either we do her hair like this. Look at that, like this, and then it would be like a direction, kind of leading up to her eyes or something. This, or I would say we do it.
I like that idea that you just presented, like with with the yellow
hair here.
I would rather that you try to emphasize the neck a bit more, because it's very covered with that.
Yeah, just a bit more of her neck.
Strain of hair. Maybe I would also. I'll also do that.
And then, like you said, the spot of beauty. This is basically This is basically when you add in a third color. So let me show this real quick. So we have here, basically in that image, we have like a magenta, red, and a blue, right? Like this. So what we can do is like add a third color, a bit of orange, and this is going to be the so-called spot of beauty spot, which will draw the eye to us. So we already see a bit of that orange in her face and cheeks. I think we can add a little bit more to draw the eye to that point.
Okay, I think we need to be bold.
Yeah, let's be bold.
And just go for it.
Let's just go.
I don't know, your name is Kix. Kix is the one who submitted this beautiful drawing.
Hey Kix. I hope we're not going to mess your drawing up, but have faith in us.
Landscape architects.
Yeah, we put that down.
Yeah.
I mean, I just imagine her hair is a landscape, and then it goes much easier.
Yeah, right. Every time we see something that it's not landscape, we imagine that would be a landscape.
That it is.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, the thing is that
If a landscape was a person, how would it look like?
oh, beautiful. Oh, this could be a nice portrait series, Sonia. Like different landscapes as personalities.
Ooh, then you could do cities, for example.
Yeah. How does how does like a city look like? Obviously, I cannot do the hair as nicely as you did, Kix, because I try to do this really fast now. But it's just about the lines. So I would uncover a bit more of her neck. Then I think here your hair ends basically, it kind of goes into her shoulder, which is weird. So I think it should go, it should disappear behind her back, obviously, yeah. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, Kix? Sonia? Yeah. I can't resist.
Yeah, add some hair there.
Yeah. Okay, good.
I mean, maybe some more now that you added like 2 splits there.
Oh, let's add this more. Okay, so good. And then I said, let's do some more orange on her cheeks. I know you did a good job with.
In a real beauty spot, you wanted to add.
Oh yeah.
Like a beauty spot.
This is gonna be like the end thing I do. Maybe it's gonna completely mess up.
Well, it depends how big you're gonna do it.
The author will be like, "What are you doing?"
Why? I don't understand.
Let's look at that. Look at that. So, I think a little.
Oh yeah, it looks a bit.
A little of orange here. I think. I think this is good. Oh, the hair really doesn't look nice. But you know what? I would go with that beauty spot now. Beauty spots are beautiful.
Yes, they are.
Look at that. Boom. All right. So everybody, let's see what we did with this drawing and painting. So I obviously couldn't execute now. Oh yeah, let me still, just one more thing. You need to remove your signature. I'm sorry about that. It just doesn't. It's just too, yeah. You would, wait, Sonia wants it back. This is a bit more complicated,
Oh no, it's so complicated. I think it's not so complicated. But in the meantime, I can go into the chat and just say hello to you all. A nice group of friends gathered here. So we have Louis here, Anne, Lina, Rajendra, Barbora, Ineke. It's so nice to see you all again here.
I really missed you, everybody.
Yeah, right? I mean, I think the community is really living with us now, and somehow we miss them as well. Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
Gasper, I think we did everything that we could in the
short time we have.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at it. This is the before.
Yeah.
And now, boom, this is the after.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like it. I like the bit of more imperfection also in her hair. I know I didn't do such a good job. I like the beauty spot. It draws the eye to her mouth, because the first thing we look at are always the eyes in a portrait. This is where our own eyes are drawn to.
Mm-hmm.
But then we also want attention on her mouth, and because her mouth is so dark red, this beauty spot helps drawing attention to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Okay, now at this point you can also take a break and dedicate a heart to Louis. Thank you, Louis, for your support.
Thanks,
we
Louis.
appreciate it a lot.
And everybody, if you want to support us further, you can always do a donation via Super Chat like just Louis did, and of course, click that like button. Give us a like, give these videos a like, because we really appreciate it, because it helps get the video out to more people.
Yeah.
And share this with friends, that you can always...
If someone starts to complain, oh wait, we got another one. Maybe now at this point we also give another one so that we don't forget, because when we do Feedback Friday, it's always like the chat is very active, and we tend to forget a few things sometimes. So another one, this one goes to Michelle.
Michelle, thanks a lot. Thanks for the donation.
Thank you.
And yeah, it helps us to do what we do, and hopefully in the future do even more of it. This is the plan.
Okay.
Okay, completely different story. So we jumped from a watercolor painting to a portrait, and now we are in an architectural rendering or a collage. Yeah, your thoughts on this one?
Well, so maybe we can also say a thought or a thing or two about renderings. The thing with renderings is you use it for realistic representation. So it should be as realistic as possible. At least this one looks like it. It should represent, or it stands to represent, the realistical version. How, for example, one created or designed object will look like when it's going to be built. But still, I mean, even though that's so, we can always talk about things that we can adjust or correct or add that would emphasize the realistical image. And yeah, I mean, first of all, I tend to see the background with the stars, and I would like to adjust that. For example, that's something that I would like to adjust for sure.
I think I know. I mean, the author might kind of bring a bit more life in that. Put the moon in there. You see the moon up
There's
here.
There's a moon. Oh, okay. There's a moon.
And now look. I mean, this is your artistic freedom. Oh, maybe did I show you the moon? This is your artistic freedom, but I've done my share of architectural representation, drawings, renderings, and everything, and also now we do it a lot at my day job in my office. It was the office that I work at, so I can give you a couple of tips from my perspective. Sure. So I wouldn't do too much la around it. I won't do too much moon and then some birds, and I know it's kind of cool sometimes, but
we tend to overdo it.
We tend to overdo it because the thing is, you want to show is your piece of architecture, and then if you need something sometimes for the composition, you can add, but then add something that's relevant maybe to the architecture. So I also think this line here, it's a bit confusing. It doesn't help us, doesn't help us understand it better. But all in all, I like your thing. So I think mostly by just reducing a bit of stuff, we will draw attention to the building. Maybe have some more light coming down from there. Let's see if we can do this in Photoshop. Maybe it would have to be rendered, but yeah, let's try.
Okay, you get 2 minutes and the clock starts.
The clock starts now. Okay, so I will basically first of all
adjust the brushes.
Yeah, first of all, I would add a bit more light here. We want this light to be coming out, and we want kind of focus there. Then maybe even some more light here, so we draw attention to this building. Then I like how the shadows around it look, because it's they help give the building a frame. So I think you could do a bit more of these dark brushes. Shrubs, not brushes. Shrubs, bushes. I want to say bushes, and then I say brushes, and then I say shrubs. Anyway, you know what I mean. A bit more of this low, bulky plants. Okay, so this helps frame our image even more, right? Okay, so then we have this person here. Yeah, it's okay. Maybe a couple of stone and 2 more here, So we add, so this area is not so empty. And then, like I said, now this is going to be really crude because I don't have time to cut out this so nicely. But I think it should all be either bright or dark. Let's go with dark, huh?
Because the snow is already dark on the ground. So it's gonna be a nice contrast.
Yeah, so like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this line disappears. This is basically the idea of the whole thing. Yeah.
Can you just
a bit
draw over it? So
can I walk it? I can walk it. Okay. Good.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe you can add snowflakes that are a bit bigger.
Yeah.
So that there's some additional texture that fills the sky. Or maybe just do a branch that is stretching out a bit more.
Oh yeah. So because now the sky is quite empty. That's also why
we don't want it to be empty, right?
Yeah, actually, it would be good, like you said, like the tree kind of more, extended into the sky.
Yeah.
Kind of okay.
And also on the other side, you can
Yeah.
send. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see
I
the
like it.
differences. Yeah, I like it too. Okay, so this is the before, and this is the after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's much more empty, or how do we say, polished.
Yeah.
It looks much more polished, and
Yeah.
it really emphasizes the architecture, which is also the purpose of this rendering. So I think that's very nice. And then we also have another, the same one.
Surprise.
In the day version.
In the day version. Okay. I would say, rather than sketching on this one, because I already did sketching on the other one, I would just say a couple of things here. So, again, the lines, I think you should get rid of those lines. Also, I mean, especially because they are not helping your composition, I would say. You know, if they would be kind of, if you would cut it in this way, no?
Probably those renderings are positioned somewhere on a presentation spreadsheet or
just
poster or somewhere. I'm not sure what do they bring to the whole thing.
Yeah, so cut the lines. Do this here a bit darker. I would say this part here, so you get some depth in your image. Here, I would do this palm tree darker, and I would add something here. You need something, maybe another person or something, because it's quite empty. But apart from that,
and also you can also just switch the person to the one that's more realistic, because right now it blends in with architecture too much.
Looks like,
it's like a ghost.
It's like a ghost, or it looks like an alien stepping down from the spaceship that just landed. It's glowing, and it's like, oh. So I think, a realistic person here would work better.
So not that we want to be mean or anything, but we do think that this person is important, especially because I see that in your concept you included that you go under the stairs to the entry point, which is also a great idea. But then you need to emphasize that with a realistic person.
I think so too. But awesome. By the way, apart from that, nice renderings, really. So thanks for sharing.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Now we're talking some concept sketches.
Yeah. So Red Cyclone said, wait, is it me or the sun? Is at the back, but the light source is at the front. Yeah, that as well. I mean, that was the
previous.
That's
that was about the previous drawing?
Yes.
That was
Thank you.
Sure.
Sometimes I'm just like searching the right word and I can find it. Okay. Yeah, sorry.
So now these are some architectural concept sketches. So for those of you who are not architects, you might not be familiar with this. When designing architecture, you do a lot of small drawings because you communicate back to yourself with these drawings, or maybe to others, what you thought, and it helps. So many times it's hard to say if the drawing, if this architectural sketch is good or bad, because it always has a meaning for the person who did it, right? And for the rest of us, it's hard to judge that. But still, let's regard it as a small sketch and see what could be different. Does anything come to mind?
In the third one, so the lowest one, I would try to play with hierarchy of lines. So if you notice the first and the second one, so the upper one and the one in the middle, they have like a very clear structure of lines. So there's
this roof always, right?
There's a shadow and the shade, and everything is correct, and also the texture is nicely done. And then the third one, it looks like it was done in a bit of a rush, or maybe the details were not clear at that point.
Yeah.
So that happens because we don't know what would we like to do or emphasize, or what's the most important thing, and then we just leave it blank. But actually, if we add to it a bit of a hierarchy, that can help us develop the process, and develop new ideas later on. Because when we apply the thicker lines, we need to prioritize. You need to know why are you using the thicker line or using additional color or contrast and stuff. So yeah, that's something that I would emphasize. If nothing else, then I would probably emphasize the lines that are in front, so the nearest to us, you know, because this is like a 3D object, and I would probably emphasize the lines that are nearer to us, like the strongest ones.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go, 2 minutes, and yes.
So I would go with the shading you mentioned earlier. So it looks like as if, you know, it just makes it a bit more lively because...
and also 3-dimensional.
Yeah, and also here inside, obviously there's going to be some shade and shadow going on. So look at that, just with a couple of lines, I think it's already much more alive. And now let's do some horizon. I mean, this point, you know, because your background is kind of merging with the foreground, and you need to separate the background from the foreground. So this is basically all I do.
Can you
Yeah.
Can you add here a black line? It's not necessary.
Like that? Yeah.
Like this, and maybe just emphasize like this part, so that it's not this one that's stretching out like the peaky, the top one, but the other way around.
Like this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's the way I want it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Let's look at it. So this is the before, and boom.
And after. Yeah.
Yeah. You be the judge of that. Give us a thumbs up if we did it better, or a thumbs down if we made it worse.
Yeah.
Let's move to the next one.
Let's move. That was under 2 minutes.
All right. So we've got another architectural sketch. So the same thing as before. I said it's hard to let's say kind of correct these, but let's assume we can.
Okay.
So I would say, obviously you're thinking about the concept here, right? And your idea here, should I just go? Should I just start?
Just go.
Sonia, just let me loose. So,
draw away.
So I'm drawing away, look at that. So one thing here first. Your building, I'm assuming this is the building from the top, right? This is the floor plan, and your building has this shape. Oh, actually, I can really tell you a good tip. And for everyone, this is for everyone. If you have something, you know, watching from above, and then you also want to draw it like, you know, from a perspective.
I'm gonna just stop the clock. Yeah. Because I think a small lecture is coming.
So the thing is, look at your perspective here. Actually, all these lines, you used kind of staring, you said staring point here. So all these lines are kind of, this is your vanishing point, right, in a perspective. And all these lines would converge in one point. But you see your buildings are actually a bit off perspective. Now let's try to correct that. What we actually are looking for is something like this. This is how, or even more, your buildings would, you know, look in perspective, because they're actually, if they would be parallel to each other, they would look like this, but yours are opening up even more, so like that. Because your upper buildings up there are not even parallel. These arms of the building, right, are not parallel, but are opening up even more. So they would follow these lines that I just drew if they were parallel, but they're much more open. So let's emphasize that. So I'm drawing with an ugly brush here, but it's always these brushes.
It looks so fluffy.
It looks so fluffy. Let's take a.
But we like fluffy things, like cashmere sweater or. No.
Okay. So yeah, a bit more clear lines. There you go, much better. And then you have the green roof, if I'm not mistaken. So let's make it a bit greener.
Okay, I think you have another minute and a half to go, and then you need to.
Yeah, I'm finishing now. So
you're finishing.
I'm finishing. Look at that. So let's examine what we did. So from above, your building, you know, kind of opens up, and you know, from your view, it didn't look like that. So you have to consider the perspective when drawing this, and I think this really shows better how your building would actually look if viewed from a perspective point of view. Yeah.
Awesome.
Let's look at the before. This is the before. There are two. They look as if they kind of all come together, but actually they should be opened up like what do you call this thing? Like a fan. Yeah, they fan out. Okay.
Okay, thumbs up. Let's go. The next one.
Oh, cute!
I like this one so much.
I love it. What a cute bear.
Ah.
Wow. Nice. All right. So it says, let me zoom out a bit for everyone so you can see the Latin name of the bear species.
Black bear.
Which is written there underneath this black bear, Ursus americanus. Ursus is a bear, Americanus is obviously European. So it's a European black bear. No, I'm just kidding. Americanus is obviously American, so it's American black bear in the Stafford Creek Trail. So wait a second. You actually saw this bear and it was standing there posing until you drew it? Like on the 6th of April or 4th of July? 4th of June. So yesterday.
A month ago.
No, the day before yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
I think you saw this black bear staring at you posing and you drew it. Wow, respect. What can we do here?
Well, we can. I think we need to do something with the bear because it's like our main attention goes to the bear. So when doing bear, I think we need to consider if there's anything that can create a bit more depth, especially in the head area, so that this part around the nose stands out a bit more. And also the eyes, there's something about the eyes. I'm not sure how it looks like, but
they should be dark.
They should be dark, right?
Yeah, they should be completely black.
Yeah.
Most animals have completely black eyes, and this is the darkest point on your drawing.
Yeah.
Rarely there are some animals that have like eye whites that you can see, but most of them are just complete black.
And then I also like that the tree trunk, which is fallen on the ground, is white, but the texture in front of it, I would do much more dark points.
Yeah.
So that you would have like this nice
switching from layers,
patterned foreground, white tree trunk, and then the black bear behind it. I think that's something that I would probably work on. And yeah, there are of course the trees in the background.
Let's do it. I know what to do.
You know. Okay.
I know what to do. I have to face the bear.
Yeah. Okay, Anne said, yes, I saw the bear, but this photo is from a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Where we also encountered the bear and it was posing in this kind of manner. Wow. Okay, Gasper, you have 2 minutes.
2 minuti.
And now, Gasper.
So,
in 2 minutes, the train is leaving. Come on.
Oh my God.
The train.
You can just say in 2 minutes the bear will decide to eat you. So
the bear is slowly progressing.
The bear is still deciding, like, am I threat or am I food?
Are you food or threat? Yeah.
So yeah. So this is what I just painted this darker.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got this nice differentiation from the tree trunk and the bear.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do some shading on the tree trunk as well, so it doesn't look so flat.
The vegetation looks like blueberries.
Oh, bears like blueberries, right?
I think so.
They totally like blueberries.
Huh?
Okay, so let's go in this bear drawing. So first of all, let's do some black eyes.
Black eyes. Like the soul.
Yeah.
Look at it. Now it's really staring at you.
Now it's really staring. So now I'm gonna look at that. So now I want to emphasize its snout. It's the same as when drawing people. You want to emphasize a bit. You want to give it a bit of shading.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that, how the snout is coming out. So and then we actually want to go all the way down to the tree trunk, right? You see that how you stopped drawing before the tree trunk? Actually, you should draw all the way to the tree trunk and make that the darkest spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is actually how you achieve the effect of the bear standing behind the tree trunk. So this is actually the darkest spot. Look at that. Yeah? Okay. So now we have this. Let's do a bit of more shading in the bear's ears. So you get that three-dimensionality there as well. Nice, nice. Okay, and yeah, the snout can also be a bit darker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, so cute.
So now one last thing. So I think your bear also always consider composition. So you've probably all of you have heard about the rule of thirds, right? Now I'll do this real quick. So I'm not going to do the nice texture you used here for your tree because I don't have time. But look at that. If we extended this drawing just a little bit to the left, we would have the bear more on the third of the drawing. You know, on the vertical third of the drawing, which is where we want to have our point of attention. So look, now the bear is standing here on the third, and if I edit a bit here, oh, this is too dark, something like that, you know, maybe a bit of bushes here, la la la. There we go. So now I think we have the bear nicely in frame. And let's look at the results. So this is before, and it looked kind of flat.
Yeah.
And now, wow, come to life.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
This really looks much more vibrant. And also added some comments.
Yeah.
The bear is eating all those leaves, not interested in a different lunch. The plant is called salal. I need to practice different kinds of leaves. And I also read something about the salal plant. It's an evergreen plant with black berries. So it's not a blueberry plant, but it's a different kind of plant.
Okay. Okay, so everyone give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, depending on, you know, if we did a good job with the bear or made it worse.
Okay.
I do think the bear profited. Okay, so now we have a reference photo. Is this a reference photo for the next drawing we're gonna look at? So where is this? Do we know?
We don't know yet, but if the author is here, then please just do a shout out, say it's mine, and tell us the location of this beautiful architecture.
So I see some Cyrillic drawing on the front of the church, and I assume it must be some Eastern Europe.
Okay.
So Eastern Europe, all right, maybe Russia. I mean it's Europe partly.
So Carlos wrote Copenhagen.
Yeah, well, Copenhagen, it could be the Protestant church, no, Protestant, the Orthodox church in Copenhagen. It could be the Orthodox church somewhere else in the world. This is true as well.
And then Rajendra wrote, I think Italy.
Okay.
So we have many
opinions.
Oh, and then, oh my God, the name. Can you write again? What's the name of, what's your name? We have here another, the author already said who is it from. It's Dania, but I can't pronounce the name. So can you write once again your name? And I think I'm going to just write it down somewhere so I have it for the next live stream. I'm going to remember that name.
All right.
Okay.
So, this is the drawing. All right. What can we say about this drawing?
Well, first of all, good job. I would say that you put a lot of effort in drawing all the details. So I would say that you have very good feeling for observation. And there are also, it depends what would you like to achieve with this drawing. So I noticed that you added some background, which is like black, dark. It's not exactly clear what would you like to draw, or what was the most important, what kind of background would you like to have. Is it like city environment, or is it like forest or vegetation in the background or something? And yeah, I will probably add something in that direction and emphasize some elements on the architecture to make it more three-dimensional.
And I have like a meta tip for everybody. So this right here happens so often to all of us, right? Really, tell me in the comments, for those of you who've experienced this. You start drawing something, and you draw and you draw and you draw, and then it doesn't fit on your page completely, right? The top of the building, there's no more space for it. So I will have a small suggestion for everybody. When you start drawing on your page, do small dots like I would do now, and consider, until here is going to be my main entrance. Then, okay, look at the building and say, okay, now this part is like as high as this one, so this is where my, this dome will start, and then this is where the dome will end. And Okay, and this is where the upper dome will start, and okay, this will end here. Just do small dots, outlines, mapping out your drawing, so it doesn't happen that you don't fit everything on. Because especially with drawing this kind of architecture, churches, it really hurts if you don't fit the spire onto your drawing. So what I will do, I will extend your drawing a bit above to give it the spire as well. And I also think you need the background kind of gray. It looks as if it were plants, you know. But if I look at the reference photo, it's actually buildings around it. So I would be a bit more strict with the frame. I would do a bit more like architectural background, right?
Okay, you have 2 minutes, and your time starts.
All right.
Now.
So okay, I have to take a last glance at the reference photo.
Well, the time is ticking. Okay, so Kim said, great tip on fitting a drawing.
All right, so this is what we're missing. That's so good. Anyways, then Sonia said something about shading. So you did all these details and all this nice shading, but you know, the centerpiece, the center of the drawing here, the entrance.
Yeah, it needs to be emphasized. The entrance is important.
Entrance is always important in architectural drawings and sketchings because the architect as well emphasized it. They put a thought in it and stuff like that. So
because it's all about the journey, right?
Yeah.
How we experience design, how we experience cities, rooms, streets.
Yeah. And then don't be afraid to make your windows and everything dark because they are quite dark. And always there are some shades, underneath those folds and those, next to those columns and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. And I also think that the background, because you emphasize the windows on the dome so much, I would probably do the background even darker.
Even darker?
Yeah, because then the background would also be connected with architecture in some way, and not be so. Because right now it looks almost like they merge together a bit because the gray of the architecture is so light.
All right. Yeah, this is true. Let's do a bit more differentiation there.
But I understand this is so detailed that at one point you don't have the energy or attention span to just draw that till the end or in that kind of way that you would like.
So I have a tip for that as well, right? You just decide and detail out just one part of the building, not everything, I would say, right? Okay, let's make this a little warmer, as if it was some architecture there. So more cuts there, in dents in this thing. Okay, let's look, shall we?
Let's.
Okay, so this is the before, and boom. Thumbs up, thumbs down, decide. All right.
Okay, let's move to the next one.
Oh.
Another landscape.
A nice landscape. My heart just sings.
I just can hear the bird singing.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like an alpine scene.
And there's a boat.
You know what? This is like a thumbnail sketch. I can imagine this sketch is really small, right? If the author is here, what is this, like about, 5 by 10 centimeters?
And we know that because the strokes of the pencil here are so big, so it must be enlarged.
So nice composition. It has a front layer, it has a middle layer, and it has a back layer. So many things are considered here. It has a boat there on the thirds. Look at that. That boat is like positioned correctly, in the rule of thirds, and it looks good. It has like a counterweight here. It's like the author was really listening. It has this here, and this is a counterweight. It has different, as if the author was really listening to our tutorials. Have you been listening to our tutorials? Anyways, what is to be done? A bit more of the first layer, right?
I think the composition is great. What we can improve is the feeling of depth, definitely.
Yeah.
So I think you can just start whenever you would like. I will just
am
press
ready.
start
Do
on
that.
my torture watch,
Sonia's torture watch.
and you can just start whenever.
So yeah, so a bit more. Look at that. So I think this plant, this tree, could also be higher. It looks a bit narrow for a tree right now. So I think it actually should have been a bit more, a bit wider, like that. Look at that. I think this is much better. Then putting a bit more shading here. This really then distincts the front of your image from the back. Then these white areas, be careful with those white areas, they don't kind of, yeah, some shading under the bench. And then this here, these trees, they are a bit, yeah, you have to maybe make the shape of the trees more clear, because right now they just look like a hatch, and we don't really know, are those trees or what is it? And if it is, if those in fact are trees, then the bottom side of those trees would be a bit darker, so like that. And yeah, and then also you see there's a bigger contrast between the trees and the boat. Then I would maybe add to add a bit more depth to the whole thing, just another line of hills here before the mountains start. There are always some hills, lower hills before the mountains start. So this is it. I'm done.
You're done.
What do you think?
Oh, I like it a lot.
Yeah?
What do you think?
Yeah, what do you think? So let's see the results. This is the before, and this is the after.
Yeah. So Anne said, beautiful, Louise, my favorite subject matter.
All right.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, so we have a few more.
All right.
Oh, watercolors. Oh,
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, some watercolors. Sonia, suggestions.
suggestions for watercolors?
Yes. Let me light that up a bit.
Well, I really like that it has still some light white surfaces left. That's something that I really appreciate, especially because I tend to overdo that all the time. I would almost wish that there would be even more white surfaces, especially in the river area, because I see there's a landscape with some forest edge, and then you have different kinds of vegetation. Then you have a nice transition between the sky. I'm not sure if the white surface is the sky, and the upper part were like very cloudy sky, or was it like mountains or hills or something?
Yeah, it could be like white mountains in the back. Yeah, snowy mountains.
But since it's so abstract, maybe that's not so important. But maybe I would try to achieve the texture of water with white, so with empty spaces.
This is good.
That's something that I would try to do, and maybe also try to leave some empty spaces in that grass, the tall grass in the foreground as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's from. What do you think?
I totally agree with you. Yeah, let's do that. So, can I start?
Yeah.
So okay, so I'm not sure I will. I will do such a great job.
Maybe try to do them like this, like leaves on the water, especially here in the foreground.
In the foreground, right? So maybe a bit more here. Yeah, Sonia's teaching me how to do water with watercolors now. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you need to go into the edge as well.
Yeah, like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that you have the feeling that it's not just...
Yeah, is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, this does look good. Yeah, cool. Okay. All right, so, and then we said maybe, what did you say, here something to define this, or... Oh, here in the grass, right? We have a bit more white. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, this is nice, because you can also, with the edge, you can also show that it's grass, right? This is, yeah, okay. I like that. Okay.
Yeah, even more white space.
Yeah.
And also, of course, if we did this part, maybe we can add like a white patch somewhere that would just emphasize that those are clouds.
Yeah. So like that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, don't be afraid of leaving stuff out when you paint with watercolors, right?
Yeah, it's the same that with the exercise that we did once in our live stream, where we try to abstract watercolors. Less is more. I think it's the name of that live stream. If you would like, you can also check it out. I think it was very successful what we did in that live stream.
Okay, now the time of, oh, I'm sorry about that. Yes. Now the time has come to decide if we did anything good to it. So this is the before, and 3, 2, 1. After.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think it's good.
Okay. You can, as always, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down if we did a good job.
We won't be offended.
No, we really won't be offended.
No.
Like, I mean, I'm not expecting like everyone to say thumbs up.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Wow.
Because,
I mean, there always needs to be at least one dislike.
Yeah.
Right? Because that was always the rule, especially in student council. One of us always needed to, at least one needed to vote for against it. Yeah.
So what Sonia's talking about, when we were students, we were like in the student council organization where we were, you know, kind of organizing stuff for students, and we had the sessions where we always voted like who's for, who's against, and then we always had a resident against. It looked better on the report if one person was against. Political tactics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, watercolors.
Watercolors. We meet again.
Keep them coming.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Amazing. I think we can improve with just a few touches. We can improve this sketch.
All right.
A lot.
Do it.
Of course, we need to frame the architecture a bit more, because you started framing the architecture and then you stopped, especially by the doors, you know, in front for the garage. I think that looks like a garage door. Add that black line. I think that will be very useful. The black line. I mean this one.
Yeah, yeah.
And also for there's maybe a bit, yeah. When you're coloring surfaces, you need to do them very intentionally, and if you don't do it, if there's not enough differentiation between those, it can look like there's like just like a even surface.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see here there's like a willow tree in front. It looks like a willow tree, and there's a tree in background.
What if it's not a willow tree? What if it's something watching us? Something green?
We don't know, actually.
What if
right?
what if it's an ominous bush?
Draw some hands, please. Draw some like
What if
solid fingers hands or something. You need to add.
You mean salad fingers?
Salad fingers.
Oh God! Does anyone remember that cartoon? This was so horrible.
Yeah, but what I mean by that, we need to divide surfaces. You know, when we did a few live streams, and you can also find some videos on how to draw landscapes and how to start drawing. And we usually say, do the outline. Do like the outline of surfaces that are there. And the same principle goes for every technique. You need to map it out somehow, and that needs to be seen. And then you work on that transitions in between those outlines. And I would like for Gasper to correct the outlines on that surfaces, and maybe at the end, if we have time, we would add some textures to emphasize the feeling of depth. I would prefer that to, for example, going in with too dark colors or just gray layers and stuff.
Okay, I just glanced at the comments. Yeah. Sorry about that. I saw Carlos say it's Pickle Man. It's Pickle Man. Does anyone watch Rick and Morty? There's like this episode where Rick becomes the Pickle Man, and becomes this legend of the Solenia.
Yeah, Solenia.
So super funny.
Oh,
anyways,
we're gonna watch that tonight.
We're gonna wait.
Okay.
We totally have to watch.
3, 2, 1.
I already started, but okay.
Yeah, sure. But I need to, you know.
Yeah, I know. So okay, we're outlining this stuff first, right?
Yeah.
Is this what you think you wanted to say? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
so. That's it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, does the pickle man also get an outline?
Yeah, you can add some more texture, definitely, and
The
also
tree
for the vegetation
for
in
the
the
background. Yeah,
background.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So now let's fill it in, right?
Yeah.
So okay, in this case, the whites are a bit confusing because it looks like yeah.
Oh, the comments. Annie said, "Pickle Rick."
Yes, Annie. The correct. Sorry about everyone. We're geeking out right now on this Rick and Morty series.
Which is awesome. Well, not everyone likes it,
I
but
know, not everyone.
that's our kind of humor, I would say.
We
So
have the luck that we both like it, and
Yeah.
then we watch it together.
Yeah.
You know, I know
Yeah.
couples where only one person
Yeah.
likes it. And
maybe also there's like some plants climbing on the facade, and right now it looks like they are just merging together with the grass.
oh yeah, yeah. This
And
has to be
maybe
different color, right?
yeah,
Yeah, it has to be darker,
yeah, or maybe add some black lines to emphasize
like that. Yeah.
the climbing plants. Yes. Oh yeah, just do a bit smaller texture to add some. So you need to add like just the point of your brush, and then
Yeah. So how this would work would basically you would wait that the surface dries and then add some more texture, right?
Mhm.
Okay, I think this is about what we can do in this speed, right?
This is your speed, Gasper, and you rock.
Thanks. And I also paper and scissors sometimes. Okay.
Okay.
So let's look at the results.
Let's check it out.
The before, the before, and the now.
The now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a great improvement. The next step would be working with textures to emphasize the pavement, maybe work on grass, add some depth with shadow and shade. Yeah.
Okay, good job. And keep on going. Now we have the one before last. Oh my god. This looks really amazing.
Well, I think
Wow.
at this point I can just say thumbs up, right? I mean, give us some thumbs up for the author of this beautiful painting. I mean, this is amazing.
Who's into Chinese ink?
Well, the same person that was last time, but I forgot who was that.
Was it Louis? Louis, was that you? Louis is one of those who always watches, so many of you watch always. I've seen so many names again here also, and Carlos, and other people. So
Eleonora is also here.
oh, we really
Kim,
appreciate Kim. Oh, Kim is as well. Hi, Kim.
Samantha.
Wow, so nice to have you here, everybody. Really, really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And if you're watching this on replay, do leave us a comment also below in the comment section. If you have any questions, we'll gladly answer them. We do our best to also answer them. If you want to have your drawing or painting or piece of art in any other form commented on by us, then do send us and you'll get it into the next Feedback Friday. And just write us on in our Facebook group, Lionscapers. You know that group. If you don't know that group, you totally should join the Facebook group Lionscapers, and it is in the video description. And also just DM us on Instagram, lionscapes.drawing.
Yes. We're gonna give you our best intended feedback.
Best intended is good. We don't know if it's gonna be so good, but the intention will be there.
Yeah. Okay, so I think those there are some stickers or I don't know cutouts which are not still which will be placed later on the
This?
yeah those parts. This I just read the comments that that's something. There's a poem that's going to come on this painting, yeah, and also this calligraphy that's coming later on, and this was the background or the surface on which the poem is going to be placed on.
Beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, like I said, I don't know much about Chinese ink, but I can do it from my perspective. How about you?
Okay, yeah, so it's from Louis. Yes,
okay.
Chinese brush.
Awesome
painting.
job, Louis. Love it. Yeah, so I think we can do a bit of like just extend the Chinese brush in some places just a little bit to emphasize the waterfall, Yeah, I think we could do that.
I have also one suggestion.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, so you have a foreground which is pretty dark, and then you have the background. At least I read it as a background. This slap
Waterfall.
waterfall.
It's called slap in Slovene.
Yeah.
Just so you know, if you want the first Slovene word you will learn now.
Slap.
Slap. Write it down. SLAP.
Yeah.
Waterfall.
Waterfall.
You didn't expect to learn some Slovene today, right? That's what the last thing you expected today. Like, you woke up and you didn't think, today we'll learn a Slovene word.
Yeah.
It was a total surprise.
Look what came up.
Look how, well, you know,
Yeah.
the day
How
just
far
got...
did you came today?
Yeah,
Huh?
the day was... Wow.
Wow.
That's a surprise.
Good for you, I mean. You should join more often. Okay, so my suggestion is that we dim the contrast in the waterfall a bit more, and then we just emphasize it with a few dark spots, so that our eye would just travel, you know, especially because of that poem. We don't know what sorry, I didn't read the poem, but I can imagine, since the poem was inspired based on the painting was inspired based on the poem, that you want to emphasize some details that will really draw your eye to what you wrote. So I would work on that. So maybe do the background a bit lighter, and then emphasize some parts of the waterfall.
So unfortunately, I cannot read the poem. Else, I could also comment on the interpretation of the poem.
I'm not sure. Maybe this is also important part.
It looks important.
I don't know.
Okay.
But it looks like. Maybe
so, Sonia,
as well.
did I understand correctly? Do you want to make the waterfall a bit brighter?
Yes, do it a bit brighter.
Yes. Okay, let's do this.
Imagine that you would use a bit less ink.
I concur.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I will give you 3 minutes, just because it's very beautiful painting,
all right.
And we don't have any idea how to do like that kind of art. You go now.
I go.
You go.
You let me loose.
You draw now. You draw now.
Go and paint. Do your best. So yeah, I liked it, the way that the waterfall is turning out a bit brighter, because what's interesting is also this mist, right? It's like it ends in mist. So I think we could totally do this misty scene here behind those branches. Yeah, this will be good.
Yes.
So this has to be the waterfall mist. You know what I like about Chinese paintings? They reflect...
What do you like about Chinese paintings?
They reflect a certain part of Chinese culture, which is this non-defined, or leaving the result open to interpretation, right? They like the... I don't know how it's called. There's a book, Praise to... Like, I don't know the word for it. It's just like... It's as if... yeah.
We're gonna Google it.
Yeah, Google it. Anyways, this is a big part of Chinese culture. This uncertainty, this openness, this non-definedness, definability. I don't know. So it's
that was
mildness.
Japanese, right?
No, the Japanese is praise to shadow.
Yeah. And what's the second one?
I don't know. Praise to something non-defined.
Also praise.
I think it praises it as well. Yeah.
Oh,
it's a French author. I think.
French author.
Yeah.
A book on Chinese art.
Chinese culture.
French author. A book on Chinese art. Let's see what we came up with.
Well, yeah, okay.
Chinese art? Just Chinese art, maybe.
All right, so I'm done.
You're done.
You know what I'll do? Let's do something else.
Do it, Kasper.
So, this is like a snake. Is this a snake? What is this?
Is that a snake?
Okay, let's add some tension. Now my storytelling comes into place. So, let's do a monk here, or alone.
Fighting with a snake.
No. We're not so. We're not going to be so
We're not so barbarian.
We're not going to be so Western about this.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's be more subtle. So we have this monk here watching, watching the waterfall.
But he's for sure not in white. You need to give him something more.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it is white. Why not?
He's not a spirit. He needs to
we don't know. We don't know. There you go. We don't know. So it's a bit like now we have the tension. Like, will the snake? What's going on with the snake and the monk? Maybe the poem does not mention
this
a monk.
looks amazing.
Oh, this looks so good. I
looks
love this painting.
amazing.
Anyway, so let's look at now I really want your thumbs up or thumbs down.
Okay, by the way,
idea.
the poem the Eleonora wrote, "In praise of blendness."
Yes, thank you.
François Julien
in praise of blendness. Yeah, great. Thanks a lot. I knew my parents would know this because, yeah, I think they read the book.
Yeah, Eleonora is Kaspar's mom.
Yeah,
that's why. Yeah. Okay. So Louis said, unfortunately, can't change to lighter one on the rice paper, but can add color and more blacking. Okay.
Yeah, you could. You could just. Okay, so let's see the before.
Yeah.
And the now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's good.
I like it so much.
Yeah.
I mean, that gives me ideas. Maybe I can start this technique as well.
Yeah, I know it's a specific technique.
Art.
Okay, so people, we're coming to the last one.
Okay.
Before we do, the next time we see each other is going to be Monday, right?
Yes, yes. Next time we're gonna see each other on Monday.
So Monday, 7 p.m. European Central Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, 10:30 p.m. Indian. We're going to have a creativity exercise again. I hope you joined. The last one was with Whitney Sherman, illustrator. If you haven't checked out that one yet, do it. We had some problems with the sound at first, but we're learning this. But the content is super valuable, and we hope you join us on Monday. And now let's dive into the last one. Before that, we would like to dedicate a heart to Anne. Thank you, Anne. Thank you so much for this nice donation. We appreciate it a lot. Thank you for your support and good energy that you bring. Totally. Okay. We just repeat each other's words. That's so nice. Ooh. Another portrait illustration. Wow. Oh, wow. This one half on the upper right corner is from Instagram. Wow. John. That's from John, probably, because his name is on the left, in the left corner. Beautiful. So many beautiful things going on here. I love the light. So what you see behind her is the glow. Yeah, the so-called, what is it called, key light? I don't know. The backlight. The backlight basically illuminating her hair from the back. This is beautiful effect. We try to do in film a lot because it defines the edge of a person. And then we have some reflective light coming on from front. There's also light coming from the above, which gives her eyes a bit of a glitter. Rim light. It's called rim light. Thank you. Rim light. Yes. So color combination. We have actually a red violet, right? I would say, and a bit of yellow. Let's consult my color wheel. Always like to consult the color wheel to see if I'm right. So, what are your thoughts, Sonia? On what? On color? Yeah, on her in general. Oh, I think she's beautiful. I would. There are, of course, a few things that can be changed. But these are like small, subtle things. Because I think this artwork is beautiful. Maybe you can. Well, one thing that I noticed is that the color of the eyes is the same as the skin color. And I would probably differentiate between those two, or maybe deepen the color of the eyes a bit more. And there's also a flower which is placed in the lower corner on the left side,
which is almost white.
It's almost white. Yeah.
And it almost looked like it was photoshopped inside of this painting. And if anything else, we can position it a bit more up, so that it's like in the right composition, in the rule of thirds or something. Or one thing is that we just dim the light, make it a bit more gray, so that it's gonna fit more with other flowers. So that would be my suggestion.
I like your suggestion because it's true. I think that that the light is, we see that there's this rim light, there's this light from above, and I think the reflective light from below would not be that bright to do that. And the eyes is a good point. So the eyes is like in a portrait, eyes are really important, and you want to draw your eyes, the viewer's eyes, towards the eyes of the person, and then let our viewers' eyes explore the face. They usually go like eyes, mouth. They do like a circle on the face and then explore the rest. And this light, this lotus or whatever, no, it's not lotus, totally not a lotus, whatever, but this flower is distracting us.
I think you said all the right things. Also, this flower, we can dim it, like make it a bit more gray, or I can imagine we can also do like emphasize point and do it like in orange color or something, like very nice, warm and bright. That's also one version. But then the question is, how do we emphasize the face, which is like a centerpiece? That's one which is the most important one.
Okay, so how do you like the drawing? What are your opinions on this painting? There's one interesting thing, let's really dissect this one because it's the last one. You see this light here? This is interesting. Actually, the author really put a lot of, you see this? This is actually some violet light. I just noticed. Look at that. There's beautiful. Some violet light.
Also here.
Yeah, and then here I think it shouldn't be, because the white light is actually coming from this direction.
Certain direction.
And now I'm missing violet light on her face and the rest of it. So if we have it there, I think we need to have it in other places as well. Wow, there are so many things going on in this one. Beautiful.
Okay, you get 2 minutes.
I get 2 minutes, and I'm really curious if I'm going to be able to do anything about this painting.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So let's first make the eyes brighter. Let's make them shine. I mean, you already made them shine, but let's give it a bit more brightness. Beautiful details, really. You've got those eyes down.
Yeah.
Nice, John.
Also, if we add white to the eyes, if the white from our of our eyes is very white, that emphasizes that this person is also healthy, full of energy, and vibrant. And this is also how we try to judge if the person that we meet is healthy or just fine.
Let's make her healthier.
Let's make her healthier. Yeah.
So I'll also do a bit more bright on her lips, because this is also, we want to emphasize her lips as well, a bit, because they were kind of too dark or too near the skin tone. Okay, I like this. Now let's do something about all those petals that are too white. Let's give them a bit of a purple shading, right? So let's dim them, because they're really in competition with her face. And we actually want them to be kind of complementing her face and not competing for our attention,
Nicely put.
Thank you. I worked on that phrase for a long time in my mind.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna use, basically, because they're violet, I'm gonna kind of use the violet to dim the light of, to dim their brightness. There's also this kind of lights floating around. And so, is the author amongst us? And do you want to speak out? Because I think this is really nice work, and would be glad to hear more about it. Okay.
Okay.
And now the last thing I want to do is give it a bit of purple light here, because we noticed that the purple light is just going to look a bit more natural if we also, no, not here. If she had a bit more purple. You have to be careful. And maybe I overdid it. I probably overdid it. Let's do with some of that purple. But I think we need to have a bit of purple at least if the light is coming. So yeah, here's some more purple.
Maybe here a bit or on the collarbone, you know.
Oh, yeah, on the collarbone.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Here you will see it here as well. This is true. Okay, and one last touch. Like her eyes are looking at something, and we're like, what are they looking at? You know, we ask ourselves, and I came up with they're looking at this maybe. You know, because you know. I don't know if it's a good idea. You can tell me, but I think it could work.
The storyteller in you decided that this is a good idea.
Yeah, it's like she has something in her hair. Yeah. Okay. All right, everyone. The last one of the day. I really like, the way, this is still. Sorry. I still need a bit of more darkness on that one. Whoops. This bottom one is still
too light, no?
Still too bright, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We need to put a bit more shading. Yes. Now it's better. Yeah. Okay. Let's do a final kind of shading thing here, because yeah, I think like that.
Yes.
I think we want to bring more focus to her face by adding some shading now here. All right. I think we're done. Let's look at the result. So this is the before, and this is the after. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I like it.
Yeah, I like it as well.
So everybody, thumbs up or thumbs down, and we are really, really grateful for everyone who joined today's live stream, had the courage to send in your work. Tell your friends that they can do it as well, and we'll do our best to answer them.
Yeah. So you can always submit your work in our Facebook group called Linescapers, or DM us in Linescape. Or DM us on Instagram, linescapes.drawing.
Exactly. We wish you a nice rest of the Saturday, nice evening, good night, good morning, or whatever your local time is, and see you on Monday.
Yes.
At a creative exercise.
So keep on drawing.
And stay creative, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah. Some beautiful works today, eh?